Financial management has evolved since the middle of 20th century a lot. It has tried to explain two phenomena. One of that phenomena is corporate finance, another is financial markets. In 1952, Harry Markowitz explained the risk return profile of portfolios, and this theory has been very well, in fact, documented as modern portfolio theory. 1958 saw Shah, Jan Mosin and Linkner explain the relationship between systematic risk and return of assets. This theory again was known as capital asset pricing model. In corporate finance, Modigliani and Miller suggested that dividends as well as capital structures do not decide the value of the firm. Needless to mention that all this groundbreaking, pioneering work has won Nobel Prize. But one of the limitations of this work, which can be said again as a limitation of evolution of human knowledge also, is that this financial economists have assumed that human beings are acting always rationally. In a word, they consider human beings as Homo economicus. However, the real world is not acting rationally always. In 1970s, Fama and French suggested something called efficient market hypothesis, which said that markets do not reflect all available informations accurately and quickly. This is an aberration from what was assumed earlier. The answer, the explanation for the gap between the theory of finance and the practice of finance is because of irrational decisions of human beings. A new science has evolved, a new stream of study has come up called behavioral finance. Behavioral finance is a synthesis of psychology and finance theory. Within behavioral finance also, two streams has come. One is pertaining to the financial markets, another is pertaining to behavioral corporate finance. Financial market behavioral finance tries to explain individual investors' responses to financial market phenomena and how their decisions contribute to the outcome in financial markets. Whereas corporate finance tries to explain the impact of irrationality of corporate managers, their psychological biases onto corporate financing decisions. They assume either that managers are acting rationally or markets are rational. In either situations, assuming whether managers are rational, they try to explain the irrationality of markets. Assuming markets to be rational, they try to understand the irrationality of managers. These two syntheses, these two areas taken together in a synthesized field gives an idea as to how actual decisions are taken. Like Modigliani and Miller says that dividend does not decide the value of the firm, but still firms like to pay dividend. Still investors like to receive dividend. So what is the reason? What is the reason that individuals, investors, managers are not acting in the way Modigliani and Miller expect them to act? This is what is explained, this is what is studied under behavioral finance. One of the phenomenal work done in behavioral finance is by Richard Thaler, Ulrich Melmentier and Jeffrey Tate. Their work is still going on, and I am sure it will explain in coming years the reasons, the irrational behind financing financial decisions of human beings and corporations. Thank you.